Hi guys, hope you're doing awesome. I was going through my makeup collection and I realized that I have way too much makeup, way more than I'm ever going to use, and I really wanted to cut down the makeup I have, in every category. So I think today we're going to declutter my eyeshadow palettes. I do have quite a few, so let's see how well I do. I just want to keep things that I love. So without wasting any more time, let's get right into it. So this is my humble eyeshadow collection. I have 13 different eyeshadow palettes, and let's start from left to right. This first one is from BH Cosmetics. It is in collaboration with ShanXO. She's a YouTuber here, but she came out with the version 2 and that's called the Remix, and I'm so happy she did because now both sides contain eyeshadows and this is the more colorful side. There was a bright pink here in this corner, but I knew I would never use it, so I depotted it and put in my own single eyeshadow. This is from Color Drain. This I am definitely keeping because the colors are beautiful. The formula is absolutely creamy and easy to use whether you're a beginner or a professional. Number 2 is this one from Too Faced. This is the Chocolate Bar palette and I'm sure you must have heard of this. It's a pretty popular one. This is one of the first eyeshadow palettes to come into my collection and it smells like chocolate. It has beautiful neutrals in it, lots of mattes as well as some shimmers here and there. I love this shade called Amaretto. It's a beautiful brown bronze with some purpley tones in it. It's absolutely stunning. This shade selection is beautiful, suits every skin tone, and this is definitely one of my favorite neutral eyeshadow palettes out there. This third one is from Melt Cosmetics. This is the Gemini palette. This was a limited edition palette and I don't think you can get it anymore, but these shades are absolutely beautiful. If you love mustard tones as well as khaki tones, this is definitely the palette for you. But in inspiration of this one, there have been quite a few eyeshadow palettes that have been released. So if you can't get this anymore, you can still find this color story in different eyeshadow palettes and definitely staying. This next palette is from Maybelline. This is the Burgundy Bar eyeshadow palette. I bought this in one of my holidays. I bought it at one of the airports in duty free. I love the color selection of this. It has a lot of purple tones, a lot of good bronze, coppers, all of this, but the formula is not very great. It's a little powdery and it's not very pigmented. The mattes are pretty bad. They don't really have a lot of pigment to them. The shimmers are all right. They are just maybe about 7 on 10, but when I do have palettes that I absolutely love and this one that I don't really love too much, I don't want to just clutter my collection with things that I don't absolutely want to use, so this one is going to be leaving my collection. This next palette is from the Sephora Collection palette. This has 5 different shades in it. The shade is called Taupe Model and it has some really pretty tones. I love these shadows to put on as all over on the lid, but this color I absolutely love. The other shades are a little light. These are fine as brown shades or if you want to use it as highlighter, but this is the shade that I love this palette for. So if this doesn't appeal to you, you can try the other shades from the Sephora collection, but these tiny palettes have a really good formula. I'm very happy with it. The longevity is great. It doesn't crease, so this one is staying. The next one is from Dose of Colors. This is the Sassy Sienna's eyeshadow palette. I love how small and compact it is with a really great mirror, and the colors are really smooth. It's a little powdery, but then they are a pretty creamy formula. What I don't like about this palette is that the shades are very similar to each other and they're all really warm. I usually just stick to my neutrals and this is not neutral at all, although it looks like one. So as great as the formula is and very cute and compact, I think I have to let this go. The next palette is from NYX. This is the Ultimate Multi-Finish Eyeshadow Palette and I think this is the shade Sugar High. This is a stunning palette. I got to know about this palette from another YouTuber here called Mariah Leonard. The basic concept of this is that there are 4 different colors in 3 different finishes. The ones over here are matte, the ones in the center are a shimmery formula, and this one is like a pressed glitter with lots of shimmer. It's neutral, but it still has a hint of something that makes it a little more on the edge, makes it a little more different. So this palette is definitely staying. Next up is my singles eyeshadows, and this palette is from Makeup Geek. This is just an empty palette, comes with a really great mirror, and these are just single eyeshadows that I've put from Makeup Geek itself, and these colors are a little more edgy and I don't think I'm going to use this, so I will declutter this, hoping that somebody else can get some better use out of it, because I really can't. This next palette here is again an empty palette that I bought from Colourpop, and this has some more shadows from Makeup Geek itself. This highlighter is from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Sun Dipped Glow Kit. This is one of the shades called Tourmaline, and it's a beautiful shade to use as highlighter. And these shadows I really love. It has some neutrals, but it has some pops of color, but the colors as well are a little more subdued. It's not like a very bright in your face kind of color. So these colors I know that I can use if I really want to get experimental, but this palette is definitely staying. It's a great palette as well. This next one is from Linda Hallberg Cosmetics. Linda Hallberg is a really great makeup artist, and she's here on YouTube. And this is the eyeshadow palette released last Christmas. And the shades I thought I would love. They are beautiful. There's a really good brown, bronze, a really nice red and green, and this is a really shimmery gold. And all of our makeup products are meant to be used for different parts of the face. You don't have to use them just as eyeshadow. You can use them as a lip color, as blush, as a brow color, anything that you want to use. The sky is the limit. But the other shades, I find that there's a black base, a very dark base to all of the shades. They just look really smoky all the time. So because I'm not getting a lot of use out of this, I do want to give it to somebody else that I hope will get better use out of it. This next little palette is from Huda Beauty, and this is the Topaz Obsessions palette. I bought this recently on the Nykaa Pink Friday sale. I am so glad I did. I got it for a steal, and these colors are absolutely stunning. They are my beloved neutrals with lots of pops of color that I love, that I know I will wear. These shimmers are absolutely stunning. It's so small and compact, and I love these eyeshadow palettes because they're so great to travel with, as well as just easy to use. So this one is definitely a hidden gem, and I absolutely love that I got it. This next palette here is from Colourpop. This is in collaboration with Shayla. She's another YouTuber here. And this is her Perception palette. It has some beautiful shades in it. It has some really smoky colors, some grays, some deep blues, all your neutrals here, and some pops of color. Especially the shimmers, I find them to be really dry, and they have a lot of fallout when you put on your face. And especially dark colors like this, when they fall onto your cheek, it's so difficult to clean it and then really fix your makeup look. And even if you wear them on their own, I find that throughout the day they still, fall onto your face because the shimmers, they're so dry. And the last palette is from Zoeeva, and this is the Blanc Fusion eyeshadow palette. This is a really stunning palette. Again, neutrals, you know how I like my neutrals. The formula was good when I first bought it, which was about 3 to 4 years ago. But over the years, as my collection has grown and I have found better formulas, better brands, this one doesn't impress me as much as it did in the beginning. These shimmers are really beautiful. I love this last shade here. I think it's the most used shade out of this entire palette. But the mattes are not really pigmented, and they are not the best formula. They're not really smooth and buttery. I wish that the formula was a little better, and if it was, I definitely would keep it because it has some cool tones here, and I don't have a lot of palettes that have cool tones in them. So for that reason, I think I will let this go. So I am keeping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I am letting go of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these are all the ones that I'm keeping, and these are the ones I am getting rid of. I'm pretty happy with it. I think this much is still quite a lot, but I will continue to use it, and if I find that I'm not getting much use out of any of these palettes, I will get rid of it. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this little declutter with me. I will come out with more declutters for different categories, say lip products and face products and all of that. So stay tuned. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you again in my next video. Bye!